Good afternoon, Unite. This is a little recording to help you with today's work. So today is Thursday, the 26th of March, 2020. The work I've set for today is to complete pages 5 to 8 of your food security booklet. Okay, so just a reminder, our topic is sustainable biomes, and we're looking at the biomes that we get food from. Okay, so on page 5, you start off with a food supply flowchart. So this is a process of how we get food. Okay, so obviously over here, you can see over here, someone's getting the ground ready to then plant some seeds. You've got the growing of the food. So you've got workers, climate, water that influences that. Okay, then you've got the moving of the food from the field. So maybe it's harvested and then put in a truck and moved to a different location. You then got processing or selling or storing of the food. Okay, so sometimes it's sold at marketplaces or it's put in storage jars or factories. And last but not least, you've got preparing and eating the food. So that's what we do in our home environments. Okay, so that's page 5. On page 6, the first question is, it says, look at the food supply chart and list 3 problems that could arise at each step. Okay, and how these problems might be solved using the table below. So what you need to do, maybe talk about, to choose a couple of the steps and talk about some of the problems. I'll give you one example. So growing the food, it depends on workers, climate, and water. Okay, a problem that could arise is if, for example, there is drought and we don't get rainfall. Um, that's a problem that might stop food from being grown and therefore might impact food supply. Okay, that's what it's asking you there. How might these problems be solved? When you think about it, if we're experiencing drought, how can we plan for that? So an example could be that you have a dam, and in that dam you use it to store water, and then you water your crops with that particular water that you've saved throughout the course of a year or a couple of years. Okay. For number 2, it says use the food supply flowchart and rewrite as an information text. So you're sort of converting the information shown in the pictures into words. Okay, so step 1 is getting ready to grow the food. What do people need to carry out this step? Okay, so you might have a look over here and it says tools, soil, seeds, knowledge. So they need to know, I guess, some of the things you might do when you're getting ready to grow food. Know what types of food you can plant in your particular area. You might try and ensure the soil is nutrient rich, that the soil is healthy so that you could grow the food there. And of course, you're going to need things like tools to help you. So what you're simply doing is in this table, you're describing what you're seeing in the image. What are the problems that might hinder these steps? So like I said before, if we give the example of getting ready to grow the food, what problems might you have? Maybe the problem might be you don't have access to tools to get the soil ready for food growing. And what are the possible solutions to these problems? So can we come up with what we can do to ensure that we have tools so that we could get the soil ready to grow food? Okay, so that's what you need to do here. There's another example that's been given here as well. Now, if you go over to page number 7, you've got a couple of activities using graphs. Please keep in mind, if you click on the links, you can see a bigger version of these images. Okay, it says which biomes are mostly used for cropland. So if you have a bigger look at this link, and if you zoom in, you could see that cropland are those countries coloured in yellow. So then you might have a look at, okay, which countries are colored, like where does it match? Okay, so for example, if we have a look at the yellow over here, that sort of matches with this pink area over here. And so we sort of see that that pink area, you've got temperate deserts there. Okay, so you're sort of reading off both images. So which biomes are mostly used for cropland? And some of this you might know from your own knowledge. Think about the biomes we've looked at where people grow crops. Okay, we've looked at rainforests and we've also looked at grasslands. Question number 2, which biomes are mostly used for pasture, animal grazing? So we've also discussed this. Okay, where do lots of animals graze? Okay, so think about that too. You might want to do some extra research. And which biomes produce the least food? So where we see the white over here on your map, these are the biomes that aren't really producing much food. And so think about which biomes produce much food. Have a look at these tundra environments, the ice environments, probably the desert environments are the biomes that don't give us much food. Okay. Over here it says, is there an interconnection between biomes and land use for agriculture? Give examples to illustrate your answer. And really, there is, okay? So particular biomes, like I said, rainforests, grasslands, which have rich soil, we tend to then use that rich soil to grow the food that we need to. And that's page 8, which is what you needed to get up to by the end of this lesson. Thank you.